So hello guys, what's up? Let's just do this Q&A sharp. You guys, I don't do a lot of live videos. I don't even think I've gone live on NEZE Peperempe. So Q&As are the only ways that we can connect. And the last time we did one, I think it's been years. So let's just do this Q&A. How is my background? It's just so plain. I hope it's not looking like a mock shot. I just took chair, kept by the wall, no flower, no nothing. I hope it still looks okay. Anyways, we're going to dive right into the questions. Sharp. So the first one here says, girl. You need to know how to read people's minds. This one is not girl. This one is girl. I just want to know how you prep yourself for every video, sometimes back to back. You make it look so effortless. With 4 kids and a husband, most days I don't feel like getting out of bed, not to talk about getting dressed up with makeup and all of that. Sis, you inspire me every day. The stress with 4 children is unbelievable, I tell you. I admire your strength and positive attitude. Thank you for sharing and for being a part of all our lives here on YouTube. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my darling. So yes, you're very right. It is hectic. It doesn't come like, oh, get up and go. It's something that takes effort. Well, maybe you shouldn't compare yourself with me, because me getting ready, all makeup, all hair and all that is my job. So just equate it to a nurse going to the hospital to work, or a teacher at a school teaching children, or any other job. So I do this because it is part of my job. So regardless of how stressful it is, I have to do it because it's part of what I do as a content creator. It's never easy, or it's not a walk in the park combining all these things. I have tried to explain how I do it, but sometimes I don't even know how I do it. But I think it comes with proper planning. It comes with having a good support system. It also comes with setting goals and chasing your goals, chasing your dreams. I'm someone that I have goals. Like even on YouTube, I have targets. I tell myself, this is the amount of video I'm going to do in a month. This is my revenue targets. This is, I've worked in the corporate field for a long time. So I also apply those work ethics in my business, in my family, my personal life. I tell myself, okay, today I'm going to cook this. And I make sure that I do it regardless of how I feel. When I say how I feel, I don't mean like I'm sick. I mean when I'm not in the mood, or when I'm tired, or I just put up tasks and I tell myself that I would achieve it at this time, and this is what I'm going to do at this time. So those scheduling and arranging, being organized, helps me a lot to be able to combine all of these things. Okay, this is not a question. This is like an appreciative post. I admire the way you push through tough times. Thank you. They say tough times do not last, but tough people do. And when you understand that hitches are part of life, you understand, they would come, how you handle them, they would determine whether you will come out of them stronger or come out of them scarred for life. So when these challenges come, you ask yourself, what can I do? Is there anything I can do to stop this challenge that's in front of me? And there's nothing you can do. So you just have to brace up and face it head on and ensure that the challenge does not consume you. Instead, you consume the challenge like a boss and move forward. That is my mantra. This question says, thank you for the amazing videos. You're welcome. My question is, which of the communities are best for average homes, both in Calgary and Edmonton? I believe you wanted to ask. Well, it's common knowledge that Edmonton is a bit more affordable than Calgary in terms of housing, especially. Yeah, I don't know about services. I think the tax are the same. They're the same province, but the major difference when it comes to cost of living, I think, has to do more with housing. A house that you can get for $800,000 in Calgary, you might be able to get it for maybe $700,000, and also it reflects in rent. So when it comes to affordability, definitely Edmonton is more affordable than Calgary. You inspire me so much, Nez. Thank you. Okay. Is there any question here? Love you so much. Okay, love you too. Then Nigeria misses you all. When are you all visiting? Look, Sky. When did we leave that they are missing us? All these years we've been there. Did anybody look for me? What am I visiting? I beg, leave me alone for now, Joe. I just arrived here, so I don't know what I'm visiting yet. If there's any reason why I should visit, I would visit. But for now, there is no reason, no compelling reason for we as a family to start visiting Nigeria now. Definitely in the future, Nigeria is still our home. Nigeria is still our country. Even if I'm the Canadian citizen, even when I get my Canadian citizenship, I don't think I would ever consider myself as much a citizen of any country in the world as much as I consider myself a Nigerian. So that's my home, right? But for visiting, I don't think there's any urgent need to visit now. How do you manage business, home, and kids plus personal life? Yeah, I keep mentioning it. My background played a factor. The kind of upbringing I have, seeing my mom juggle it all, formed me into that woman that has a lot of belief in myself, that I can also juggle it all. And I'm not doing it like I'm suffering. I'm doing it with grace. I'm doing it like it's normal. So I'm not seeing it like, hey, my life, oh, no, I'm seeing it as normal. My mother taught me financial independence. She taught me to be a go-getter. She taught me that a woman does not need to depend entirely on a man for her needs. She taught me self-sufficiency. She taught me independence. So growing up under the tutoring of my mother shaped me a lot. It really shaped me. Then, as I keep mentioning, organizing. I'm a very organized person. Yeah, I organize myself a lot. And I just try to do bits of everything, okay? I try to ensure that this place doesn't have to entirely suffer because of this. Yeah, normally a part would have to give sometimes, right? Yes. But I make sure that this part does not have to be in perpetual suffering because I'm, trying to focus on this side. I just balance. I think that's the word. It's all about balancing. I balance. I try to balance my health, balance my life, balance my family, balance my career, balance everything, and just be wholesome. Have you adapted to the Canada weather? How did you cope when you just arrived? Well, I wouldn't take so much credit and say yes. First and foremost, you have to consider the fact that my job doesn't take me out so much. I work from home, so I'm not so exposed to the Canadian weather as much as the average person might be. Nothing really makes me to be so exposed to the weather. In the house, the heater is always like on, blasting, right? It's almost like in the house, it's like we're in Nigeria. That's how warm the house is. So from a warm house, I get into a warm car. Then I go to maybe a warm store, a warm restaurant. So I'm hardly outside in the harsh weather. That's the truth. But when I have need to be out in the harsh weather, like this winter when we moved to Edmonton, and the school bus, the school system in Edmonton isn't as lenient as that in Calgary. In Calgary, my children were allowed to come home by themselves. But in Edmonton, they're like, oh, you have a child in this grade, they can't come home by themselves. So you have to come pick them. God, it was so upsetting. So every day, like as I'm shooting now, I'm checking the time, I have to go and pick the kids, which is very disruptive, but I just have to get used to it because I've done everything and they insist that a child at this grade cannot walk home by himself. So for example, if I have needs to be exposed to the weather, like when I go to pick my kids, ladies and gentlemen, if you see me, the way I dress, I look like Ojuju masquerade. In fact, my children will be laughing at me. This is how I go to the bus stop. When they see me, they'll be laughing because head warmer, what do they call, scarf, gloves, leggings with joggers, then snow pants on top, sweater with t-shirt inside. I'm sure I embarrassed the hell out of my children the way I stand at the bus stop, looking like someone that is about to depart to out of space. So they said there's no such thing as bad weather, but bad dressing, right? So I dress for the weather whenever I have need to be exposed. Thermal wears everything. I get them in surplus. I layer up and I ensure that I keep myself and the kids protected from the harsh weather because it's really cold here. Edmonton, the weather has fallen to up to, is it minus 30 something or is it minus 40 something? It's cruel. My dearest Queen Neze, how are you settling in? Which of the cities do you prefer, Calgary or Edmonton? Do you see yourself moving back to Calgary in the future? Well, I'm someone that never says never, but for now, I don't think I'm mentally ready for that load of stress of moving to another city. I think I'm fine for now. But who knows, if a very good opportunity presents itself that would benefit me and the family in Calgary or some other city. My dear, as a sharp evil girl, I'll come again on YouTube and cry and say, hey, I'm moving again. But for now, I do not have any plans to move back to Calgary. I think we'll just settle here. We'll be fine here until we see what the future holds. And on which of the cities I prefer, come on. Don't you think it's a little bit too premature to make that judgment? To make that assessment? I stayed in Calgary for like a year plus. And how many weeks have I stayed in Edmonton? Is it good? Let me give Edmonton a chance to prove itself. Then I'll come back later on and tell you guys which one I prefer. Hello, Neze. Did moving abroad change your marriage in any way? I would say a big capital no. A capital no. As a matter of fact, I even think it even made it sweeter. You know, I keep saying this on this channel and even the other channel, NEZEVILLE. I say there is nothing that abroad did to anybody's marriage. Many of these marriages that come here and crash were already highly defective and deformed back home. And because here is like both of you against the world. So when both of you cannot work together, it will just start falling apart. There is no help, there is no assistance. All hands have to be on deck. How your family is, how your marriage is, how your life is how you and your spouse arrange and agree for it to be. So when these marriages are already problematic or toxic back home, when they come here, they cannot survive. They cannot stand the test of time. Or when you have a partner that is unwilling to change, unwilling to adjust, there would always be needless crisis. But if you and your spouse are cooperative, you guys love each other, you guys have been, loving from back home, when you guys come here, the lovey will continue. So that's why, again, when I hear people say, oh, the woman came here, she didn't want the man in the house again, she threw the man out, I'm always very doubtful of that story. Because abroad, if you know the number of things that you need your spouse to do for the house to run, for the day-to-day running of the home, it is so much. So when a woman chooses to do it all alone, that means her eyes have seen fire. That means she is better off without that man in the house than when he's there. But when the man is contributing, the woman is contributing, both financially, emotionally, you are strengthening each other, you are just being a team. Why would the marriage have problem? Except there's something else I do not know. Of course, there are examples. There are people that maybe they do not fancy the idea of marriage or something. Maybe there are those cases sparingly. But typically, on a good day, I don't see any reason why a marriage should come here and the woman will throw the man out of the house, or the marriage will start having serious issues that will lead to a divorce, except the marriage has been defective from back home and the woman has been enduring or, going through hell. And when they come here, the abusive person wants to replicate the same pattern from back home over here, forgetting that it's a different system, and maybe that person was silent because that person didn't have a choice, didn't have a way out, didn't have an option, didn't have a source of livelihood. And when that person tries to, abuse the other person over here, the abuse cannot be tolerated anymore. So for me, no, nothing in my marriage has changed. Instead, it's even getting better by the special grace of God. So this darling here says, hope you and the family are settling well in your new city. Yes, we are. Thank you. Settling well. Yes, the children have started school. We found a daycare for Chineyangwa. Life is going on. We are finding stores. Found an African store. Making new finds. We are good. We are good. And what is your beauty routine? You are glowing. Make I glow small. My beauty routine is I mind my business and drink water. Of course, I can't mind my business. I literally gist about current happenings, so I don't mind my business. So I think it has to do with inner peace. That is the truth. Inner peace contributes to a woman's demeanor, the way she looks, the way she talks. When a woman is experiencing peace, she glows. It shows in her eyes, right? Because the lips can lie. I might come here and say, I'm happy. But if you want to know a person or a woman's true state of mind, whether she's sad, betrayed, angry, envious, whatever emotion she's feeling deep inside, look at her eyes, you would know. If the eyes are exuding joy, you know that woman is in a place of joy. And when a woman is in a place of stress, mental stress, or psychological abuse or physical strain. It tells on her appearance. It tells on, in fact, she starts to age fast, premature wrinkling. It's so bad for some women that when they experience a very hard time or a traumatic event, they enter premature menopause. Or for those that are still in their fertile stage, their period just comes out prematurely. So that's to tell you the effect that stress or mental strain can have on a woman. So I think peace of mind contributes in my appearance and my demeanor. I also try to pay attention to my health, taking my multivitamins, trying to exercise often, trying to minimize carbs and sugar, sweets and all of that. I'm having a tough time. I'm no expert doing that, but I try. For beauty routines, do you believe that when I was in Nigeria, I didn't have any beauty routine? I had a natural popping skin, no blemish, no pimples, but the weather abroad took a big toll on my skin, my hair and my skin, and I started breaking out so much. I used to be so obsessed with products. I used to spend a lot of money buying one anti-blemish, one anti-pimple after the other. When I go to Shoppers Drug Mart, I just see products and I start to pick. I used to spend a lot of money. But do you know what was a game changer for me? When I realized that saying, you are what you eat, is 1000% accurate. So I began to invest in my beauty routine through what I eat and what I refrain from eating. And I saw a difference. I started to reduce sugar. You know, I'm a sweet tooth. I love sugary things. I started to reduce the intake of sugar. I started to reduce the intake of cream, lots of cream, milk, chocolates, all those kind of foods, so much carbs, starchy food. And whenever I stick to that routine, within the next 1 month, I begin to see it both on my weight, on my skin. See, there is no beauty routine that can be as effective as eating right and exercising. I am not in my advanced level. I still derail. Sometimes I will do it for 1 month. After a while, I will give up. I will eat what I want. When I see that it's affecting me, I would sit up again. It's not easy. It's not easy, right? But it takes discipline. What I'm trying to tell you is, let whatever beauty routine that you are investing in start with what you're eating and how you're exercising. That will take care of 80% of how your skin looks before you now add other things. So for other things, what I do, the only things I do now for my face is cleanser and moisturizing. I don't even use sunscreen because to me, sunscreen is pointless. Sunscreen has to be reapplied like every 2 or 3 hours, and I'm wearing makeup. Maybe I go out, I'm wearing makeup. Will I apply the sunscreen on top of the makeup? So I just tell myself, I don't use sunscreen, which some experts have said sunscreen is a must, but I'm telling you honestly, I don't. What I do is I cleanse my face when I'm showering. I use the Body Shop products. I cleanse my face, and when I come out, I moisturize my face, because when the face is very dry, it's a perfect breeding ground for acne and all of that. So I'm trying to eat right. It's still a struggle. I relapse, I get back on. I relapse, I get back on. It's still a struggle, but whenever I do it, I see the results. So please eat right. Try and exercise. Get up from your bed. Jog. Jog. That thing is very helpful. I try to exercise, and I do just 2 steps on my beauty routine, which is cleansing my face and moisturizing. I hope I answered you well. I saw a post on Facebook where a guy said that the only reason he ended a relationship with his girlfriend was because the girl went behind his back and was gifting his mother and sister. Without him introducing her to the family. Sis, please, what do you think about this story? It's not obvious that the guy does not like her. The guy was looking for a way to run. I said, oh, you gift my mother. I'm not doing it again. Why did you gift my mother? I'm not doing it again. See, some people are not aware. Some people are not sensitive to other people's behavior. I don't know how to, that spirit of being perceptiveness, if there's an English like that. You read the room. If you're able to read the room, it will be difficult for someone to just break up with you unawares, and you'll be so shocked. Because if you have this perceptiveness, if you can perceive things easily, you will see the signs. You will know. Even before the person says the word, it will not shock you again because you are aware. of your environment. So for me, I saw this story too, which almost seemed like a skit. You know, people come up with different kinds of stories and put it out for engagement. So I didn't pay any mind to it. But if this happens in real life, that a man will break up with a potential wife because she gifted his own mother something that should generate appreciation and even add more value on how he sees her, it's now a reason for breakup, then that person is not serious. He was looking for a way to leave the girl and he's just benching on that. So it's good riddance. Hi, beautiful NEZE. Thank you. Please, how do you discipline your children effectively? What do you do when a child repeatedly misbehaves? How did you train your children to be mentally and emotionally strong? Thanks for all you do. Thank you. So disciplining, please, I am on national television. I don't know why you'll be asking an African mother how she disciplines. Don't mind me. So, my dear brother or sister, who is this? Is he a girl? Is he a lady or a guy? Na collabo. Na gini collabo. Disciplining children is a combination of many things. It's a combination of befriending them, gaining their trust, issuing discipline and insisting on it, even if they cry. For example, a child does something wrong and you say, no screen today, and the child comes, oh, I say, I go and watch the screen. These children, they take notes. Sometimes we have to stand firm on discipline. So it involves making them take responsibility for their actions. Oh, you spilled that water, don't clean it for them. Even if they are young, let them attempt. You make the child clean it. When the child sees the difficulty or the stress involved in clearing their mess, they'll be more careful next time. So taking responsibility, cautioning, teaching them, living by example, because children will do what they see. They will not do what they are told. They live by visuals. They learn by visuals. So you cannot be telling your child, do not insult, and you are constantly insulting them. They will be insultive. So disciplining the children is a combination of many things. And of course, other things that cannot be said on national television. Leave me alone. Oh? How did you train your children to be mentally and emotionally strong? By making them responsible right from when they were little, giving them responsibilities and seeing to it that they complete the task. Even when they're not doing it well, I do not take over. I allow them do it messy, and from doing it messy, they will learn to do it well. They will get better. There is all my kids, when I started teaching them how to wash plates, how to sweep, nobody got it right during the first 3 attempts. But one mistake that we parents make is when the child is not doing it well, we go, don't worry, go, you do it. So how do you expect the child to learn? You teach the child emotional resilience by letting the child fail at task and learn from their mistakes. And don't get me wrong, not things that can hurt them or no. I also teach them mental resilience by exposing them, letting them be in charge. I don't overbaby them. I give you an example of maybe we go somewhere. I can give my child money. Okay, go and pay. I will see how they interact with the adults there, whether they can express themselves without timidity. And if I sense any timidity, I coach the child on how to, it's just a constant thing. In my family also, we have this rotational Bible reading where you take turns from daddy to mommy to every person, even the smallest child, not Naya or the smallest son. You come out, you read the Bible, you explain. If you want a gift, you can do a PowerPoint presentation, and my son, and they would come out with their PowerPoint and tell us why we should get them. It's just development. I don't know. It's an everyday thing. It's what we do every day. It's not like we say, oh, let us do it today. This is what we're doing today to make them this way. It's something that we inculcate and imbibe in them every day of their lives. Sis, what do you think about gentle parenting? How gentle? What exactly is gentle parenting? When I'm asked what I think about gentle parenting is different for different people. What I consider gentle might not be gentle to you. So I really need to understand how gentle your gentle parenting is. But if gentle parenting connotes no discipline, if it connotes no repercussions for behavior, if it connotes letting insults slide, if it connotes being irresponsible, if it connotes not picking after yourself, if it connotes not being disciplined for your wrongdoing, then I don't believe in gentle parenting. But if gentle parenting means not lashing out at children the way it was done back in the days, not beating them up at any little mistake, if it connotes giving your child a listening ear, forming a friendship with your child, interacting and interfacing with your child, letting your child's opinions be known and heard, giving them an avenue for them to voice out their concerns, if that is gentle parenting, then yes, I'm an advocate of gentle parenting. So in other words, I think gentle parenting should be done with wisdom. You are a gentle parent does not mean that you will let your child do and undo. And you are seeing a child, it's not like it's a special needs child, a child that is grown enough to comport themselves. You are seeing them behave in a certain fashion that is not okay, and you are there saying, sweetheart, could you please? Sweetheart, could you please? Mbano. The African mother in me does not do that. So I think for me, I stand somewhere in the middle of the old school parenting and the extreme gentle parenting. I'm somewhere in the middle. Balance, people, balance. How are you and your family doing? I love your videos and I love your channel. I love you too. We're doing very fine. My question, Neze, is why did you leave Calgary to Edmonton? I think I can consider this the question of the day. And you guys guessed very right in the comment section. Most of you guessed right. We left for a job opportunity. Good morning, sis. How can one resolve issues in marriage? How can a newlywed wife deal with busybody sister-in-law? I think that battle, that fight is your husband's to be fought, not yours. Your husband should be able to caution his sisters or his brothers or his mother when they are going out of line. It is not your battle to fight. And I pray that your husband has the wisdom to know that it is his job to set the boundaries, not yours. Hi, Neze. Are your kids still attending Catholic school after moving? And are you still happy with the choice to go to Catholic versus public school? Yes, they're still attending Catholic schools, but whether I'm happy, I'm not sad, but I expect more in terms of syllabus, in terms of, I think, how do I put this now nicely? I think there's a lot more that they can be tasked with or challenged with. I don't think they're challenged enough when it comes to the syllabus or what they are taught. I think they have gone way ahead in Nigeria of what they are being taught now. But whether we'll change or not is still something that we haven't decided on. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. In marriage, are you team addressing things or team letting things slide? How serious is the thing? Now, by my very nature, because I'm someone that is vocal and I'm someone that I do not keep anger or bitterness in me. I am more prone to addressing things. I've heard some women say, oh, my husband did this to me and I kept it to myself. After 5 years, I now asked him, I cannot be sad or worried or something is eating me up and I'll be there smiling. No. Even if I try to pretend like it's not bothering me, you would know from my countenance. I'll be saying, the smile. Baby, what's the matter? I'm fine. Eventually I will say it, and I'm the kind of person that once I say it, once we address it, it leaves. I do not keep grudges. I do not keep hate. I cannot harbor it by my nature. So I'm team addressing things. I cannot I cannot be angry with somebody and be behaving normal with the person, smiling with the person, cooking for the person, doing janglova with the person when I am planning something bad for that person. I'm not that kind of person. I cannot do that. So when something is hurting me or bothering me, I would say it because I function in joy and happiness, and those kinds of behaviors hinder my positivity. It will tell on the quality of person that I am. I cannot keep bitterness. I forgive easily. I move on fast from things that hurt me. So whenever I'm not happy, I will say it. This thing that you did, I'm not happy. And once the person apologizes, or I let it go fast. So I am team addressing things. But now, addressing things does not mean that every single little inconsequential thing must be a subject to be addressed. If not, you wear yourself out, you wear the other person out. If it's something that can be ignored, if it's not serious, if it's very minute, that can happen from human beings are not perfect, right? Just small mistakes. Of course, I can let it slide. But if it's major things that is affecting my life, my health, my marriage, my children, I cannot keep quiet and say I will harbor it in my heart. When I'm being eaten up, I will address it. All right. We have to. Am I able? Okay. We're going to end this video very soon. This is getting very long. My back is paining me. Okay. This question says, how old are you? What do you want to do with my age? Are they sharing gifts according to age band? So you have talked a lot about your mother-in-law. Can you tell us briefly about your mom and your relationship with her? You must be a newbie on my channel. I have done several videos. Not only have I spoken about my mom severally, I have brought my mom several times on the channel, and we have done a mother and daughter tag, a mom and daughter collaboration where I speak a lot about my mother, but it seems like I speak more about my mother-in-law and it seems like my relationship with my mother-in-law is more pronounced because, one, I wanted people to know of that kind of relationships exist. If I come all the time here and say my mother, yes, it's expected. A mother should love her daughter. But when I tell you about the kind of relationship I have with my mother-in-law, it's a source of inspiration to upcoming mother-in-laws, to aspiring wives, to know that your mother-in-law does not have to be your enemy. These kinds of love can exist because it's existing with me. So it's almost like spreading a good gospel, and that's why I do that. Secondly, my mother-in-law, all 4 of her children live in Port Harcourt. So she's always in Port Harcourt. She also lives around Port Harcourt. So we always see each other. We attend functions together. She's always around me. She's in my house all the time because of where she lives. So in recent times, you'll find both of us together more than my own mother that lives very far. My mother lives very far away from me, so we don't get to see as often as my mother-in-law. So you find me and my mother-in-law vibing and jiving because my mother-in-law is always in my city. That said, I have an extremely beautiful, close, bonded, tight relationship with my mother. My mother is my best friend. I am an only girl, an only daughter. So my mother is the sister I have. My mother was the sister I had growing up. Those things that sisters do, stealing each other's clothes, stealing each other's jewelry, me and my mother would do it. She was my confidant. I used to tell her everything. Even the men that comes to my life, my mother knows everything. When I was modeling, my mother was the one that used to give me money to sew dinner gown. She used to give me transport money to attend auditions. There is nothing I do that my mother does not know. Even when I was dating my husband, my mother knew everything. So my mother is my best friend. Everything that I know, the way I see life, the way I relate with people, the way I handle my marriage, I learned from my mother. She shaped me. She made me the woman that I am. We are extremely close, and that is how our relationship is till now. My mother is someone that has a solution for every problem. There's no time I call my mother and say, Mommy, see, that she says, hey, what do we do now? She cannot say that. She will always say, okay, you can do it like this. And when she tells you to do it like this, you can never make a mistake doing it like that. She is so wise. She is so intelligent. She loves to help people. She loves to give. I saw the way she took care of my father and his people, his siblings. She's so accommodating. She's so hardworking. My mother had so many businesses when I was growing up. She was working as a civil servant. She also had lots of businesses. She taught me so much. My mother is that woman. And everything I am in life today, I attribute a very big percentage of it to my parents, my mother, and of course my father. So God has blessed me with 2 mothers now, from a loving mother that raised me like a princess to a loving mother-in-law that carries me like a queen. So thank God for that. How to deal with being ghosted? Is it ghost the person too now? Nobody is above ghosting. Wait, is it a relationship or a marriage? If it's marriage, it's now a more serious thing. Why is your husband or wife ghosting you? It has to be addressed. You have to find out. You have to involve family. You have to do everything, to iron things out. Why are you ghosting me? But if it's just a relationship, please, I believe in self-respect though. If someone shows me that they don't want me, even before you tell me, I already know, and I would leave you quicker than a blink of an eye. So I have a lot of self-respect. I place a lot of value for myself. I cannot remain in a room where I am not welcome or entertained. So if this person is ghosting you and you've done your best to reach out to find out what the problem is, and the person still wants to be a ghost, then let the person go to where ghost stays, the graveyard. Find someone that values you. Okay, I have another question about my skincare here. Okay, let me just take 2 more questions and bring this video to an end. Say, hi Neze, do you honestly miss back home? Do you miss Nigeria? Should I be honest? Very honest. For now, I'm not missing home. Maybe in the future, after many years here, I will start to miss home. But for now, I'm not really missing Nigeria per se. I miss the relationships that I've formed there. My mother, my mother-in-law, my siblings, my sisters-in-law, a few good friends that I have. I'm missing them. But like miss Nigeria, hey, I wish I can go back to live in Nigeria. I don't have that feeling for now. Maybe in the future. And for the fact that almost everything that I enjoy in Nigeria, I'm enjoying here, like the food. We're still in touch with the food, the culture. My family, my immediate family is here. Maybe if I came as a student and they're back home, I would have missed home more. But since almost everybody that I love and I'm used to are here with me, I don't see myself over craving Nigeria, like going back to Nigeria. No, I'm fine where I am for now. And the last question, when is NEZEVILLE visiting Canada? I know, I miss her too. She's gonna visit very soon. Watch this space. Guys, I hope I have taken the much I can take. Thank you so much for sending in your questions, and thank you so much even more for watching. If you're new here, you're yet to subscribe, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section. I hope I answered all your questions. If you have more questions, you can drop maybe in another Q&A. I will attend to them. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your care, and all your encouragement. I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye guys. Mwah.